What's good, y'all? Real quick in the car. Some might know, I don't think I posted a video yet. I'm on semen retention, right? And yeah, so I've been on it for at least 4 or 5 months now. Full control over my urges and all that kind of stuff. I don't even really get the urge to have sex or, sexual intimacy like that. But I want to give a synopsis or an encounter I had. So today, yesterday, I worked too much, and the weather changed, and I have a very sensitive body to the weather and the environment. So I got sick. I think mostly because my body temperature got too low. But anyway, I had a succubus came in my dream. And for the first time, I'm pretty aware when I dream for some reason. A lot of my life I've kind of had sleep paralysis and lucid dreaming and that kind of stuff. So I was kind of awake during the dream. I was kind of conscious during the dream. And I forget where I was at, man. I want to say my car had broken down on the road, and let me back up, y'all. Let me back up. So before I got sick, and one of my longest, 2 days before I got sick, I had a long day. I think I had a shift from 10 to 7, and then I went and did my security. I had a detail from 12 to 4. So when I'm doing my detail, of course I'm around, a lot of drugs and all that kind of stuff, like the night scene. There's these 2 girls, while I'm on my detail, I'm focused scanning the room, and they just kind of came up to me and started dancing around me. And I didn't move. I didn't make any I just kind of, smirked okay, I'm not interested. And they obviously knew that, and the way they came up to me was he not doing, let's fuck with him type deal. You know how it is. Girls, they want that attention, and when they don't get it, or they see somebody that maybe they could bring out a character a little bit, they press the issue. So they pressed the issue. I didn't budge, I didn't move, nothing. It didn't really faze me. And then later on in the party, I'm following my principal, and they kind of do it again. They see me oh, there he is, let's get him. And they kind of do it again, and this time I kind of just step away, because I'm very close to my principal at this point, and it just looks unprofessional, and I'm not even on that type time. And that was the end of the ordeal with them. I didn't see them again, but they're clearly some hoes, 2 of them, and they probably get together and do freaky stuff, you know what I mean? They probably a tandem. So anyway, today, I got sick yesterday. I woke up sick yesterday, so I just sat it down and try to get my health back. That's why my voice is kind of hoarse right now. And I got attacked by a succubus in my dream. I had a little bit of discharge. I wasn't into anything. I wasn't looking at anything sexual. But usually when this happens, it's because I'm either talking to somebody that does some stuff that kind of brings me into that mindset, or I'm on bad websites, or I'm consuming stuff of sexual nature. Excuse me. So what was weird about this dream is, for one, I've always trying to be like, well, maybe I can stop it in my dream, you know? And oddly, that I was kind of awake during this dream attack. Awake in my dream, you know, lucidly, or paralysis, sleep paralysis. So I'm like, I'm in the dream, and I think my car breaks down. So I'm kind of like on the side of the road, maybe. It's kind of, I don't really remember. But then, I don't know, it's something kind of a pause. There's a pause in the scene. I don't know. Somehow, the two girls that were from the party 3 days ago show up in the dream. And I don't know how or what mindset I was in, but they started dancing on me again. And I don't know, for this time, like, I think I let it happen. Or, you know, kind of like it's kind of foggy what happened, but they were dancing on me. And, like, one of them got close up on me, like, you know, my private section was dancing on me, you know, freak dancing. And I was, like, trying to get her off me. But it was just like, it was like a magnet. Like, I was trying to get her off, but it was like, it would keep trying to come back on my, you know, my midsection. And I was trying to get her off, and like, and this, like, as I'm trying to get it off, I kind of feel like I'm about to climax, you know? Sorry for this is graphic. It might be it's kind of disgusting to me. But, as it was happening, bro, like, I'm trying to get her off, and like midway as I'm about to climax, like, you know, you climax, your heartbeat goes boo. You start getting that like wiggle for a man. I think I got like two. It said goes boo 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 boo. So I got like in the boo boo boo, and then I was able to come to my consciousness like no, and I'm trying to fight her off, and I'm like no. You know what I mean? In the dream, and I wake myself up. Like, I've never had so much control, you know, outside of the dream world, for one, and inside of the dream world, the spiritual dream world. So I was able to wake myself up consciously in the dream, and, like, the only way I can correlate this is like how I was in the dream, like about to climax. That's how I was in reality. And a little bit did come out, you know, discharge, but it wasn't a lot, you know. Usually, like, if I have it, like, I get attacked by a succubus, a lot will come out because I have so much stored, I feel. But like maybe a little bit came out, and I do have a little bit of brain fog, like I have a little bit of a headache. So it was a legit attack, a succubus attack. But I want to indicate or kind of talk about two things. The first thing is, in the dream, I seen the succubus. I seen the face of the two girls. And of course, if we're talking spiritually, the two girls are hosted, are taken over by the spirit, the spiritual, the spirit of the Jezebel. So the spirit of the Jezebel has these two hosts. And what's weird is I seen their faces in my dream. That's never happened. Usually a succubus, I can't find out where it comes from. You know, it's just more so an energy from some kind of, you know, sexual Jezebel that I've seen. But for this attack, I knew where it came from. I know because I seen the faces in my dream, and I know in the reality state that they were Jezebels. So that's very, very interesting, and I don't really know how to pack it down yet or unpack it. The only thing I can say is that I have more control over my spirit and in the spirit world. And secondly, how linking to control, how I was able to wake myself up during an attack. Because I definitely woke myself up before the end of the climax. And I'm pretty sure I had that result in reality. So it's just like very interesting. I'm gonna have to think more about it. Like that happened maybe 2-3 hours ago. And I'm sure God will bring some more light and wisdom to my mind on the situation on the encounter with the succubus, which was a Jezebel spirit for sure. Because in reality they were two Jezebels, hoes. I'm sorry to say that, but they were trying to dance on me in reality, and trying to get me to act out of character. Just putting 2 and 2 together. And I don't know really what else to say, but that was just kind of crazy. Because for me, I take it as I have a lot of control now. And now that I'm getting control, I have control over reality, the 3D plane. Now I'm gaining control in the spiritual. And as we know, when you go to sleep, you enter the spirit world. Meditation is a form of transcendence. So you take this how I would love to hear some of your guys' interpretations, and see how you would take it. Because there's definitely a lot more individuals that are stronger or have more wits to themselves in this league. The league of spiritualness. And even succubus, So it's just interesting. I don't feel bad. Getting attacked in the spirit world is not it's not a willful break of semen retention, and it's not a willful, ejaculation. It's an attack, a spiritual attack. So I'm an optimist, so I kind of see the flip side of things. So I don't know, man. I think it's the end of the video. It's just kind of interesting that I think I'm diving into gaining control over the spirit world. And as a matter of fact, if I see that kind of stuff and in the 3D plane, I need to be more aware to get farther away from it. Because obviously, the evil entities sent 2 Jezebels this time. Because I saw both their faces in my dream. So now that I'm gaining in strength, I need to be even more aware in my 3D plane to get away from this energy. Because the encounter was nothing but about 1 minute and 30 seconds to 45 seconds, the second encounter in the 3D plane. Maybe 2, maybe 3 minutes overall. But it's that quick, the energy can get in your mind. So next time, I guess I would kind of take it as not to look, definitely not to lock eyes. I mean, I do have to maintain social cues, being on a security detail, because I do have to some kind of coexist with the principal and the guests, wherever we're at, the venue, whatever. So, I think maybe I should just, what I can take from it is flee quicker and maybe pray when in the 3D plane right when it happens. And another thing that's interesting is that the attack came 3 days later. And I will say I always get attacked when I get sick or like I run out of energy. And it's kind of a bad thing on my part because I tend to run past my limits. You know, when I'm burnt out, being an athlete, like I'm used to going past burnout. And it's really bad because I've kind of became obsessed with doing it. Because of the effects you kind of get after, you get stronger. So I that's one thing that I definitely have been working on is trying to not push past my limits. But it's just a lot of times I don't even notice now. And I don't really know my limits anymore. I know my physical limits, but I haven't really learned my mental limits. Because I have such a strong, headstrong mind that it's kind of limitless. And I'm backed by God. So diving into this new lane of security, it's a mental game. So I gotta learn my limits in that aspect. But it's just a good lesson, I think. I'm definitely going to take some Tylenol and rest up on this one. So, and I mean, I was overdue. Like, I haven't been attacked by a succubus in a while, and that's because of my discipline in the 3D. But now I know that when I'm going out on these details, I'm going to have to be a little bit more alert on the Jezebel because I have a lot of sexual energy myself that's tamed, and I think he knows that's a door that he can play with, because in my past, before I was saved, I was raised by in darkness, and I was bewitched multiple times by multiple narcissists because I'm an empath. So yeah, man, I think I'm gonna cut it here, man, because I think I'll just start talking. So later, y'all. Peace.